Another Take 5 with Thiagi. Today's segment explores the difference between procedures and principles. When you're providing how-to training, you have two different approaches. The procedural approach deals with the steps to be completed, usually in a linear order. If your participants perform each step, they would end up producing results. This will work every time as long as the participants don't deviate from the steps. The principle-based approach works around a set of guidelines. If your participants follow these guidelines, they are likely to produce results. Unlike procedural steps, principle-based guidelines do not guarantee results. Here is a step from a procedure. Dry roast cloves, cardamom seeds, coriander seeds, fenugreek seeds until they become light brown. Here is a guideline from a set of principles. When dry roasting spice, use a cast iron skillet and keep shaking the skillet. This guideline can be applied to roasting the spice seeds listed above for North Indian tandoori marinade or to roasting peppercorn and cumin for South Indian rasam. Let me stop impressing you with my culinary skills. Let's take a topic of interest to both of us: designing and delivering training. Here is a procedural step in training design. When specifying a training goal, include these three elements. 1. An observable behavior. 2. The conditions under which this behavior is to be performed. And 3. The standards for measuring the quality of this behavior. Here is a guideline related to the same topic. Write different types of goals depending on the what and the why associated with these goals. If you are trying to sell a training package to the president of a company, the way you state your goal should be different from the way you state the goals for applying to an award from a professional society. The goals that you use for introducing a training session to your participants should be different from the goals you supply to an outside evaluator who is constructing the final test. Here is the bottom line question: which is better, training people with a procedural approach or a principle-based approach? If you know that I was a professor, you can probably guess what my answer is going to be. It all depends. If you have a specific procedure with clear steps that will guarantee exactly the same result, then use the procedural approach. Like when you train people how to use the espresso machine or how to clear a paper jam in the copying machine. If the consequences of deviating from the standard operating procedure could be lethal, use a procedure approach. Like when training people how to defuse a bomb or land an airplane or guard the White House. On the other hand, if you want to encourage out-of-box thinking, use a principle-based approach. Like when you're training people to avoid procrastination or to become a visionary leader to write creative fiction. So it's not a question of either procedures or principles. It's always both procedures and principles. Keep this in mind as you design your next training package. Thank you.
Thiagi.